on the lower legs. All right, y'all. No good. Get up. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Hope you slept well. Let's go ahead and get right to. Let me fix this camera just a little bit more. A little bit of lower body movement. Hammy, what do you say? She's down. Look at that. All right, so we're going to start actually with some calf raises. And the reason for that is we just want to get a little bit of blood flow to the lower legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my feet hip width. I'm actually going to go ahead and try and separate my toes. So what I do is I press my big toe down and I just try and spread those toes out, right? A little bit of mobility in the feet. And then from there, I'm just going to push off to the balls of my feet and come back down. I'm just going to push off a few times. Maybe you just woke up. Maybe you woke up a few hours ago. Maybe you already worked out. But we're going to try and loosen up the tissue and get a little bit of activity in that lower body area. And again, I really like to address some certain things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. The thing I'm currently dealing with is just this tightness in my anterior tib, right? So that's that front muscle. And if you ever had any experience with shin splints, or maybe just some tightness in the foot or the ankle region, that's the area that we tend to not really look at so much, right? Now let's go ahead and hold this next one. Try and find some balance. Booty and belly are squeezed. And then we're going to do a slow eccentric. So try and really control yourself on the way down. Now, if you've ever dealt with any Achilles pain or Achilles issues, right, that tendon right there on the back of the foot, this is a great one to really kind of warm it up, turn it on, and address some insensitivity, right? So let's go and come down slow, eccentric, that's that downward portion. Let's go a couple more here. Dealing with the posterior side of that lower leg. We'll get to the front in just a second. Good. Last one. High as you can. Hold. Find it. Slowly come down. Perfect. Now, if we can find an edge to somewhere and sit down, just like so, we're going to go ahead and just work our way up. So we started kind of with the foot and the calves. We're going to go next into a little bit of ankle. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is take our hand and wrap it underneath the knee. Got a little lock here. Okay, grab that forearm of that same side arm and then grab the front of your leg. So we have 3 points of contact here, right? Again, one more underneath hook. Grab the arm, front of the shin, sit up tall. And we're going to do what's called an ankle controlled articular rotation. So I'm trying to make a massive circle with my foot. And I'm just trying to finish one direction before I go with the other. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the foot up. And then I'm going all the way to the outside as it's pulled up. Keep it pushed to the outside as you push the toes down. Now go ahead and keep the toes pushed down as you circle to the other inside. And then once I'm all the way inside, I'm going to go ahead and pull the toes up again. And then I'm going to complete that circle. All right, let's go for a few more reps on our own here. Again, don't need to think about it too much. Just think about one big clockwise slow circle, one big counterclockwise slow circle. You can just take your time. What we're trying to do with this little lock on the leg is prevent any movement from occurring from anywhere outside of the ankle and foot, right? So don't let the knee rotate. Don't let the upper leg rotate or move. Calf might get a little bit of a work here. And let's go ahead and release that, right? So I'm getting a lot of lower leg tissue activity here, right? I'm getting that anterior tib, soleus, gastroc, all of these things that are occurring down here, which is great, right? Those are all the muscles that need to happen and need to occur while we're pushing our foot through those different motions, right? So it's great joint mobility, but it's also going to be great for your tissues. So let's go ahead and get to the other side now. Again, leg lock, grab the arm, front of the shin, sit up tall. Okay, start with any direction you like. And this is going to be actually my more problematic leg. So I'm really going to take my time and I'm going to keep the emphasis or the intensity actually a little bit lower, right? I don't want to just kind of drive as hard as possible right in the beginning because I know that tissue is already a little inflamed. I went on a really long run yesterday and a long walk. So it makes sense why these tissues are a little tight. And again, I'm just going to take my time and slowly ramp up the intensity as I go through this in a few reps. Good, let's go a couple more here. Take your time, again, go slow. This is not one of those exercises that you really want to go super fast with. Good. Let's finish one more. Hammy's not down for the lower leg stuff. Her legs are always ready to go. All right, good. So we got a little bit of foot, calf, ankle. We got a little bit of ankle mobility itself. Now let's work our way up to the knee. And this is where we're going to cut it for the day in terms of the location of the body. So we're going to take both hands, place them under the knee, thumbs on the outside of that knee. Right? Now we're going to go and pull that toe up just like we did for our ankle car. And we're going to do what's called the knee car. So I want you to pay attention to the knee cap. And I actually have this big protrusion right here. And I'm actually going to use that as like a compass, if you will, and just going to point me and make sure I'm going in the right direction. So once I've had that ankle leg locked, pulling that toe up, I just want to go left and right. Now, you're going to notice that it's not going very far. But again, all I'm looking for is a little bit of movement on the front. No, not so much movement above the front of that knee, right? We want to focus on just the lower leg and getting a little bit of what we call tibial rotation. Good, just left to right, windshield wiper, keeping that toe pulled up. Just going to keep it to this simple movement for this right now. Good, couple more. And release. And again, I'm getting a lot of anterior tib, right? This muscle right here on the front, the shin splint muscle, if you will. Don't like to refer to that, but again, that's really what it's kind of known for. And that's okay, right? We want activity there, and we're going to go ahead and address it afterwards. Let's go ahead and get the other side. This is our second to last one. So again, windshield wiper, focus on the kneecap, see which way it's going. Slowly rotate left to right, windshield wiper. Let that thumb on each side lock in that knee, right? We don't want anything to occur from the upper leg. Good, slow left to right. Sit up tall. Awesome job. All right, let's go ahead and bring it down now to either a single kneel position, right? So single kneel right here like this, or you can go double kneeling if you like, but I really want to address just one leg at a time. So kneeling position, right? And we're going to really just try and stretch out that anterior tib. Now you can try and get the toes pointed slightly together, right? So we have kind of almost like a little V shape occurring in the back of the feet. The knees are hip width. And from here, again, you can just sit. I'm getting something right there as well, right? So we'll sit for a little bit. I'm going to make it dynamic. I'm going to go left to right. I'm really trying to improve the ability to just sit on my knees and on my feet like this. I've never been able to do it, but I actually feel like I'm getting it closer. And I'm just every day practice. Now, once you've won a little bit of dynamic movement here, I can feel that tissue just lengthening. Let's go ahead and increase the intensity by going for a stretch. So I'm going to go single-legged. And what I'm going to do is place my hand behind me as I try and elevate that knee slightly. You see how that knee's coming up off the ground? So now that's forcing all of the pressure to go on top of the foot. And that's forcing that muscle to really lengthen out. And I can feel it. It feels great. You may not feel a whole lot here, but that's okay. Remember, we don't always have to have a crazy sensation for actually something to work. And again, I'm just going to hold and breathe. Now, if you need to rear off of that, that's fine. Come forward, let it rest a little bit, and then just come right back. See if you can kind of move. Now, notice I'm rotating a little bit. Just kind of exploring what happens when you kind of push that top of that foot in different directions down. Again, you can be dynamic, has a static aspect to it because you're keeping the length of the tissue. It may not be the same length, but again, you are keeping the length there. Good, let's go ahead and release that. And then we'll come to the other side. I'll go ahead and move around so you guys can see it. Yes, I know, Hammy, I know. Lower legs. Come on. Okay. Dynamic a little bit. I know. Your lower legs have no muscles on them, huh? Yes, they do. Okay. Hey, you heard her. Okay, use that hand, elevate that knee. Okay, so this side, right, much different than the last. I'm not feeling the same sensation, but I am getting something there. Again, just because you're not feeling it doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Now, again, you can move left to right, search for different areas. Right, Hammy? What do you think? She does this like howling thing for a mini Aussie. It's not very common. to see if she can get it. Do it again. Come here. Amy. Ready? Oh, there she goes. So she's having a good time this morning. She's amped up. All right, keep moving, keep pulling back. Remember, rest in between if you need it. There it is. Little mini Hal. She thinks she's a wolf. All right, y'all. Good. Come out of that. And then let's get back to a stand, okay? All right, now that we moved around, let the tissues reperfuse a little bit with some of that fluid. Let's come back to where we started, right? Remember, we do a little test, retest every time we do mobility, right? Spread those toes out, go to a little bit of calf raise, and automatically I have way less tension, way less inflammation. I'm sure I wouldn't really know that, but again, way less something going on in that lower anterior tick. Awesome job. Look at that. 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes of work, and I'm already feeling ready to go on another run, maybe another walk today. But again, that's all it really takes to address some of those tissue issues, if you will. All right, y'all. My name is Coach Jeremy. Thank you so much for coming out to No Gear Get Up. We really appreciate it. That was a lot of fun, and I hope you're ready to go. It's been hot, so make sure you're getting plenty of water. Stay out of the sun only as long as you get a little bit, maybe 10 to 20 minutes, right? Soak that up. Good for you to get some vitamin D. And we'll see you guys either tonight. That's going to be tomorrow for recharge, or we got our boot camp. Later, y'all. Have a good one.